In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Know that 1/5 of the spoils that you obtain belongs to Allah, to the Messenger, to the near of kin, to the orphans, and the needy, and the wayfarer. This you must observe if you truly believe in Allah and in what we sent down on our servant on the day when the true was distinguished from the false, the day on which the two armies met in battle. Allah has power over all things. And recall when you were encamped at the nearer end of the valley of Badr, and they were at the farther end and the caravan below you along the seaside. Had you made a mutual appointment to meet in encounter, you would have declined. But encounter was brought about so that Allah might accomplish what He had decreed, and that he who was to perish should perish through a clear proof, and who was to survive might survive through a clear proof. Surely Allah is all hearing, all knowing. And recall when Allah showed them to you in your dream to be few in number, and had He showed them to you to be numerous, you would have flagged and disagreed with one another about fighting them. But Allah saved you. Surely Allah knows what is hidden in the breast. And recall when He made them appear as few in your eyes, when you met them in the battle, just as He lessened you in their eyes, so that Allah might accomplish what had been decreed. To Allah are all matters referred for decision. Believers, when you encounter a host in battle, stand firm and remember Allah much, that you may triumph. And obey Allah and His Messenger, and do not quarrel with one another, lest you should lose courage and your power depart. Be steadfast, surely Allah is with those who remain steadfast. And be not like those who came forth from their homes exulting, with a desire to be seen of men, and hindering others from the way of Allah. Allah encompasses all that they do. And recall when Satan made their works seem fair to them and said, "None shall overcome you today, and I am your supporter." But when the two armies faced each other, he turned on his heels and said, "Surely I am quit of you, for I behold that which you do not. Indeed I fear Allah, and Allah is stern in punishment." And recall when the hypocrites and those whose hearts were diseased said, "Their faith has deluded these believers. But he who puts his trust in Allah shall find Allah Almighty, all-wise." And if you could only see when the angels took away the souls of the unbelievers, striking them on their faces and backs, saying, "Taste the torment of burning. This is your punishment for what your hands wrought. Allah is not unjust in the least to His creatures." Their case is like that of the people of Pharaoh and those before them. They denied the signs of Allah, and so Allah seized them for their sins. Surely Allah is all-powerful, stern in retribution. This happened because Allah is not one to change the favor which He has bestowed upon a people until they have changed their attitude. Surely Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. Their case is like that of the people of Pharaoh and those before them. They rejected the signs of their Lord as false, and so we destroyed them for their sins, and caused the people of Pharaoh to drown, for they were wrongdoers all. Surely the worst moving creatures in the sight of Allah are those who definitively denied the truth and are therefore in no way prepared to accept it. Especially those with whom you entered into a covenant and then they broke their covenant time after time, and who do not fear Allah. So if you meet them in war, make of them a fearsome example for those who follow them, that they may be admonished. And if you fear treachery from any people with whom you have a covenant, then publicly throw their covenant at them. Allah does not love the treacherous. Let not the deniers of the truth be deluded that they will gain any advantage. Surely they can never overcome us. Make ready for an encounter against them all the forces and well-readied horses you can muster, that you may overawe the enemies of Allah and your own enemies and others besides them, of whom you are unaware, but of whom Allah is aware. Whatever you may spend in the cause of Allah shall be fully repaid to you, and you shall not be wrong. If they incline to peace, incline you as well to it, and trust in Allah. Surely He is all-hearing, all-knowing. And should they seek to deceive you, Allah is sufficient for you. He it is who strengthened you with His succor and the believers, and joined their hearts. Had you given away all the riches of the earth, you could not have joined their hearts, but it is Allah who joined their hearts. Indeed, He is Almighty, All-Wise. O Prophet, Allah is sufficient for you and the believers who follow you. O Prophet, rouse the believers to fighting. If there be 20 of you who persevere, they shall vanquish 200. And if there be of you 100, they shall vanquish 1,000 of those who disbelieve. For they are a people who lack understanding. Allah has now lightened your burden, for He found weakness in you. So if there be 100 of you who persevere, they shall vanquish 200. And if there be 1,000 of you, they shall by the leave of Allah vanquish 2,000. Allah is with those who persevere. It behoves not a prophet to take captives until he has sufficiently suppressed the enemies in the land. You merely seek the gains of the world, whereas Allah desires for you the good of the hereafter. Allah is Almighty, All-Wise. Had there not been a previous decree from Allah, a stern punishment would have afflicted you for what you have taken. So eat that which you have obtained, for it is lawful and clean, and fear Allah. Surely Allah is ever forgiving, most merciful. O Prophet, say to the captives in your hands, if Allah finds any goodness in your hearts, He will give you that which is better than what has been taken away from you, and He will forgive you. Allah is ever forgiving, most merciful. But if they seek to betray you, know that they had already betrayed Allah. Therefore He made you prevail over them. Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Surely those who believed and migrated and strove hard in the way of Allah with their possessions and their lives, and those that sheltered and helped them, they alone are the true allies of one another. And those who believed but did not migrate to Dar al-Islam, you are under no obligation of alliance unless they migrate. And should they seek help from you in the matter of religion, it is incumbent on you to provide help unless it be against a people with whom you have a pact. Allah is cognizant of all that you do. And those who disbelieve, they are allies of one another. And unless you act likewise, there will be oppression in the world and great corruption. Those who believe and have migrated and strove in the way of Allah, and those who gave them refuge and help, it is they who are the true believers. Theirs shall be forgiveness and honorable sustenance. And those who believed afterwards and migrated and strove along with you, they belong to you. But those related by blood are nearer to one another according to the book of Allah. Allah has knowledge of everything. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. This is a declaration of disavowal by Allah and His Messenger to those who associate others with Allah in His divinity and with whom you have made treaties. You may go about freely in the land for 4 months, but know well that you will not be able to frustrate Allah, and that Allah will bring disgrace upon those who deny the truth. This is a public proclamation by Allah and His Messenger to all people on the day of the great pilgrimage. Allah is free from all obligation to those who associate others with Allah in His divinity, and so is His Messenger. If you repent, it shall be for your own good, but if you turn away, then know well that you will not be able to frustrate Allah. So give glad tidings of a painful chastisement to those who disbelieve. In exception to those who associate others with Allah in His divinity are those with whom you have made treaties and who have not violated their treaties nor have backed up anyone against you. Fulfill your treaties with them till the end of their term. Surely Allah loves the pious. But when the sacred months expire, slay those who associate others with Allah in His divinity wherever you find them. Seize them and besiege them and lie in wait for them. But if they repent and establish the prayer and pay zakah, leave them alone. Surely Allah is all forgiving, ever merciful. And if any one of those who associate others with Allah in His divinity seeks asylum, grant him asylum that he may hear the word of Allah, and then escort him to safety, for they are a people who do not know. How can there be a covenant with those who associate others with Allah in His divinity be binding upon Allah and His Messenger, excepting those with whom you made a covenant near the Sacred Mosque? Behave in a straight manner with them so long as they behave with you in a straight manner, for Allah loves the God-fearing. How can there be any covenant with the other polytheists? For were they to prevail against you, they will respect neither kinship nor agreement. They seek to please you with their tongues, while their hearts are averse to you, and most of them are wicked. They have sold the revelations of Allah for a paltry price, and have firmly hindered people from His path. Evil indeed is what they have done. They neither have any respect for kinship nor for agreement in respect of the believers. Such are indeed transgressors. But if they repent and establish prayer and give zakah, they are your brothers in faith. Thus do we expound our revelations to those who know. But if they break their pledges after making them and attack on your faith, make war on the leaders of unbelief that they may desist, for they have no regard for their pledged words. Will you not fight against those who broke their pledges and did all they could to drive the messenger away and initiated hostilities against you? Do you fear them? Surely Allah has greater right that you should fear Him if you are true believers. Make war on them, Allah will chastise them through you and will humiliate them. He will grant you victory over them and will soothe the bosoms of those who believe, and will remove rage from their hearts and will enable whomsoever He wills to repent. Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Do you imagine that you will be spared without being subjected to any test? Know well that Allah has not yet determined who strove hard in His cause and has not taken any others instead of His messenger and the believers as His trusted allies. Allah is well aware of all that you do. It does not become those who associate others with Allah in His divinity to visit and tend Allah's mosques while they bear witness of unbelief against themselves. All their works have gone to waste. They shall abide in the fire. It only becomes those who believe in Allah and the last day and establish prayer and pay zakah and fear none but Allah to visit and tend the mosques of Allah. These are likely to be guided aright. Do you consider providing water to the pilgrims and tending the sacred mosque equal in words to believing in Allah and the last day and striving in the cause of Allah? The two are not equal with Allah. Allah does not direct the wrongdoing folk to the right way. The higher rank with Allah is for those who believed and migrated and strove in His cause with their belongings and their persons. It is they who are triumphant. Their Lord gives them glad tidings of mercy from Him and of His good pleasure. For them await gardens of eternal bliss. Therein they shall abide forever. Surely with Allah a mighty reward awaits them. Believers, do not take your fathers and your brothers for your allies if they choose unbelief in preference to believe. Whosoever of you takes them as allies, those are wrongdoers. Tell them, O Prophet, if your fathers and your sons and your brothers and your wives and your tribe and the riches you have acquired and the commerce of which you fear a slackening and the dwellings that you love, if they are dearer to you than Allah and His Messenger and striving in His cause, then wait until Allah brings about His decree. Allah does not guide the evil-doing folk. Surely Allah has succored you before on many a battlefield, and you have yourselves witnessed His succor to you on the day of Hunayn, when your numbers made you proud, but they did you no good. And the earth, for all its vastness, constrained you and you turned your backs in retreat. Then Allah caused His tranquility to descend upon His messenger and upon the believers, and He sent down hosts whom you did not see, and chastised those who disbelieved. Such is the recompense of those who deny the truth. Then, after so chastising the unbelievers, Allah enables whomsoever He wills to repent. Allah is all forgiving, all merciful. Believers, those who associate others with Allah in His divinity are unclean. So after the expiry of this year, let them not even go near the Sacred Mosque. And should you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you out of His bounty, if He wills. Surely Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Those who do not believe in Allah and the last day, even though they were given the scriptures, and who do not hold as unlawful that which Allah and His Messenger have declared to be unlawful, and who do not follow the true religion, fight against them until they pay tribute out of their hand and are utterly subdued. The Jews say Uzair is Allah's son, and the Christians say the Messiah is the son of Allah. These are merely verbal assertion in imitation of the sayings of those unbelievers who preceded them. May Allah ruin them. How do they turn away from the truth? They take their rabbis and their monks for their lords apart from Allah, and also the Messiah, son of Mary, whereas they were commanded to worship none but the one true God. There is no God but He. Exalted be He above those whom they associate with Him in His divinity. They seek to extinguish the light of Allah by blowing through their mouths, but Allah refuses everything except that He will perfect His light, howsoever the unbelievers might abhor it. He it is who has sent His messenger with the guidance and the true religion, that He may make it prevail over all religions. Howsoever those who associate others with Allah in His divinity might detest it. Believers, many of the rabbis and monks wrongfully devour mankind's possessions and hinder people from the way of Allah. And there are those who amass gold and silver and do not spend it in the way of Allah. Announce to them the tidings of a painful chastisement. On a day when they shall be heated up in the fire of hell, and their foreheads and their sides and their backs shall be branded with it. And they shall be told, this is the treasure which you hoarded for yourselves. Taste then the punishment for what you have hoarded. Surely the reckoning of months in the sight of Allah is 12 months, laid down in Allah's decree on the day when He created the heavens and the earth. And out of these months, 4 are sacred. That is the true ordainment. Do not therefore wrong yourselves with respect to these months, and fight altogether against those who associate others with Allah in His divinity in the manner that they fight against you altogether. And know well that Allah is with the God-fearing. The intercalation of sacred months is an act of gross infidelity which causes the unbelievers to be led further astray. They declare a month to be lawful in one year and forbidden in another year, in order that they may conform to the number of months that Allah has declared as sacred, and at the same time make lawful what Allah has forbidden. Their foul acts seem fair to them. Allah does not direct those who deny the truth to the right way. Believers, what is amiss with you that when it is said to you, march forth in the cause of Allah, you cling heavily to the earth? Do you prefer the worldly life to the hereafter? Know well that all the enjoyment of this world in comparison with the hereafter is trivial. If you do not march forth, Allah will chastise you grievously and will replace you by another people, while you will in no way be able to harm him. Allah has power over everything. It will matter little if you do not help the Prophet, for Allah surely helped him when the unbelievers drove him out of his home, and he was but one of the 2 when they were in the cave. And when he said to his companion, do not grieve, Allah is with us, then Allah caused His tranquility to descend upon him, and supported him with hosts you did not see. He humbled the word of the unbelievers. As for Allah's word, it is inherently uppermost. Allah is all powerful, all wise. March forth whether light or heavy, and strive in the way of Allah with your belongings and your lives. That is best for you if you only knew it. Were it a gain at hand or a short journey, they would have surely followed you. But the distance seemed too far to them. Still they will swear by Allah, if only we could, we would surely have gone forth with you. They merely bring ruin upon themselves. Allah knows well that they are liars. O Prophet, may Allah forgive you. Why did you give them leave to stay behind, before it became clear to you as to who were truthful and who were liars? Those who believe in Allah and the last day will never ask your leave to be excused from striving in the cause of Allah with their belongings and their lives. Allah fully knows the God-fearing. It is only those who do not believe in Allah and the last day and whose hearts are filled with doubt that seek exemption from striving in the cause of Allah. They keep tossing to and fro in their doubt. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. If this recitation brought you peace, clarity or closeness to Allah, please consider supporting Sabil al-Jannah by subscribing and sharing our playlist with your family and friends. Spreading the Quran is a sadaqah that continues to benefit you. The journey continues in next video with Juzz 10 and part 2 inshallah. Until then, may Allah protect you, bless your time, and make the Quran a companion in your life. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.